Poppin', ladies and gentlemen, it is your boy Ace. Zero, zero, zero. Shout out to my boy Luther Vandross. Yeah, we back with another hot take, and I like this one. So I don't have no video this time. This is an article that someone put on my desk, meaning my phone. Wait a minute, let me pop this and mute my chat. Yeah, you guys couldn't see what's going on in my chat right now. It's kind of crazy. Anyways, 2024. A lot of people been saying 2024 has been a bad year for gaming, right? I don't know what's wrong with people. I just think people just say things just to say them at this point. But man, I want to talk about the midway game of the year for me. I know what I have so far, but I want to go through some of these games. So let's start with Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree. The reviews have been tens all across the board. People have been saying it's one of the best DLCs ever made, surpassing Witcher 3 in sales. It's been cooking. It's been doing really well. So Shadow of the Erdtree can potentially win Game of the Year. A lot of people are saying, can DLCs win Game of the Year? I feel if it's over 30 hours of extra story content and it's enough missions to satisfy and the ratings are doing well, if it checks off the list, then it deserves to win. Shadow of the Erdtree is doing that. So right now, I'm not against anyone picking Shadow of the Erdtree to win. Even though I don't play Elden Ring, it ain't my type of game, people love it, and it deserves to be in that list. Animal Well, I've been seeing everyone talk about it. There's always that weird indie game that just pops up and then everyone's playing it and it's getting great reviews and getting great praises. But for me, from what I played, it wasn't like, oh my gosh, this is great, and it shouldn't even be in contention, but people have it there. For me, I wouldn't put Animal Well, but I'm not mad at people that do have it there. Balatro, we're going to skip that. I don't know why that's there. Destiny 2. For the mere fact that, one, this game has been out for so long, and it was dead on sight at first with all the negative feedback it was getting. It needed a lot of help. Then all of a sudden, they start pushing out great content like Witch Queen and all these other DLCs since. People didn't really like Lightfall that much. Final Shape comes out and everyone's raving about how good Final Shape is. Even right here, you can see there was a lot of pressure on Bungie to deliver a satisfying conclusion to Destiny's Light and Darkness saga, but the Final Shape didn't just live up to those expectations. It stuck to the landing with style. A thrilling story, impactful gameplay changes in a final that united its community, helped push Destiny 2 to new heights. That's major, especially for a game that's been around so long. For this game to even be getting praises and being considered one of the best DLCs they've done, that's major. So I can see Destiny 2 having a spot up there. I'm going to keep going through this list to see, but because I don't want to put something like this in the top 5, knowing like Elden Ring's there and some of these other games that I'm going to scroll through. So then we scroll down, Dragon's Dogma 2. I remember when this came out, a lot of people had some issues with the game. I think it was like the microtransactions or something. I can't remember what it specifically was, but people didn't like some of the things about it. I played a little bit of it. It didn't really catch my attention, but it also came out at a time where I was playing a lot of other games. Do I think Dragon's Dogma 2 will make this list when they do the Game Awards? I think it might. I'm not going to say it will, but I won't say it won't. I will say that it might just make the cut. It might. For me, it wouldn't be in my top 5. So, like I said, this is my top 5. I don't have Dragon's Dogma 2 in there myself. Hades 2. Now, Hades won one Game of the Year when it launched. Hades 2, people loving it. The people loving that the combat system's even better. I played some of this. It's good. It's really good. For me, when I do a top 5, it's almost like how I did my reviews. Like Baldur's Gate when it came out. Baldur's Gate wasn't in my top 5, but I knew that the general consensus had it in the top 5. And I knew it was going to be considered one of the greatest games ever made. So I had to put it in my top 5 for that sake. I have to do that with Hades too. I'm playing so much other games right now that I love, but I have to, because general consensus, put Hades 2 in there just because I know that's going to be in the top for the Game Awards. It wouldn't be in mine, but I could see it being on here. So I'm going to say Hades 2 will take one of those slots. So far, I got Elden Ring and Hades 2. Then we scroll down, Helldivers. Now, when Helldivers was launching, I made a video, you can go look back at this, and say why I think we should be playing Helldivers 2. And the only mistake I made was I said, I don't think this game would be that big only because it's not free. And I was completely wrong about that. The game was major. The game was great. Everything about this game was good. It really worked out for Sony as far as live service. It's such a big hit. Now, at one point, I thought this was going to be Game of the Year. But as of recent, in the past few weeks, I'm hearing that the player base has just been dropping and dropping and dropping. And it sucks to see that because, once again, like I tell you guys, they're going to keep trying to push us in this corner of only wanting to play 4 different games. It's almost like politics, where they're going to keep pushing you in a corner to make you say it has to be Trump or Biden, right? There can't be no other option. It has to be those two. So they're starting to do that with games. Like, the same thing they did with cell phones. They only wanted us to only wanted us to get an iPhone or a Galaxy. That's all that the industry pushes because they want you to focus on 2 things so those 2 things can keep generating money. So with the cell phones, Samsung, iPhone, then you have like the TVs. You always got to have a competitive marketing brand. So with Helldivers, the game was doing so well. Everyone was loving it. The ratings have been through the roof. Everyone's playing it. People are streaming it. It was through the roof. But now people are complaining that it got boring. And it's not that it really gets boring per se. It's more that people just keep wanting that adrenaline rush you get when you play Call of Duty can't be matched in any other game. Murdering people to get kill streaks, you can't beat that adrenaline rush. And even with the Call of Duties being bad as of recent, people still support them. And it's not going to help with Black Ops 6 being free. People are going to support it. And I'm one of the people that are going to play it. But like, I'm willing to open up and try other games. And right now, it's just, I don't know. I'll put it like this. Helldivers 2 for me is in the top 5. I think it's like 6, so I'll do 6. Helldivers would be one of the nominees. So far, to give a reminder again, I have Erdtree, I have Hades 2, I have Helldivers 2. So I got 3 more slots. We're going to ignore that. Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door has been getting great reviews. People have been loving it. Is it enough to get a Game of the Year? Nintendo usually has a game that's in that bracket. It usually has 1 or 2 games that are in that bracket, like Mario, Zelda. That might be the same case this year. Paper Mario, the new Zelda game coming out, they can easily get in that. But I think there's too much heat for either one of them to be in. But I also don't see Nintendo missing not being in a top 6 spot. Like, they got to have some game. I'm going to go off a limb and say that I think that would be the new Zelda game, not this, because the new Zelda game is something fresh and new. Even though this is same as Elder Erdtree, and I mean, it's pretty much, well, not the same, because Erdtree is a DLC. This isn't a DLC, it's a remake. It could definitely be in there. I don't know. I'm not going to put it in mine, though, but I can see it. Persona 3, people love Persona. I love Persona. I haven't played 3 yet, so I can't put it in my top 5, but I think this will be top 5. But I'm not going to put it in my Game of the Year list. Prince of Persia. So far, Prince of Persia is the best game I played in 2024. And I know some people are going to be, are you kidding me? Are you crazy? Prince of Persia, and a lot of people might say that other one they just did, the early access one they're doing, is better. This game, to me, the mechanics, the story, the map, it felt like playing Castlevania on Game Boy SP, and it's such a good game. Like, if you haven't played this game, you're tripping, bro. It's so good, and as you get further in the story, as you progress further in the story, it just gets better and better. Go watch my review on this, because I do a full breakdown. I'm not going to get into real details about it, but Prince of Persia is my current Game of the Year. Do I think it would get nominated? I think it will. I think it will be in that top 6, 7 for the Game of the Year nominees. But it won't win. It's not going to win. But Prince of Persia so far is my Game of the Year as of right now. Shin Megami, I've seen a lot of people talking about this. This might be on most people's. It won't be on mine, but this is probably going to be on most people's list because it's been good. I don't even know what Children of the Sun is. I don't know what Crow Country is. Yuden Chronicles, 100 Heroes, I think it is in this game. I really want to play this game. I got to play this because this game looks so dope, and it's my style of game. But, like, with the games I just named to y'all, I don't see it being able to hit that top list. But it looks really good. It looks really good. Now, this is where things get tough. Final Fantasy Rebirth, a lot of people are going to have as their Game of the Year. And I think Final Fantasy Rebirth is going to be versing, like, a Erdtree for Game of the Year. Erdtree's multi-platform. Final Fantasy's not. It's exclusive. It's very hard for an exclusive to win unless you're Nintendo or unless it's God of War or Last of Us. It's going to be very hard for Final Fantasy to pull it off. Me personally, I loved Final Fantasy VII Remake. I loved it. I gave it a 10. Rebirth, where I thought it was just me, but I've seen a lot of people. When you get to that golden saucer phase of the game and like this chocobo part, it kind of drops significantly for me and for some other people. I don't know, like, Rebirth's going to be in mine. It has to be. This is my number 5. Rebirth is going to be in that for me, of course. But I'm not going to lie to y'all. Like, Rebirth, it just didn't hit like that for me, especially after the wait. And there's some missions, like when you're on a beach and you're fighting with umbrellas and crap. Like, it gets to a certain point where it's like, all right, you guys, like, I'm okay with cheesing, but like, y'all are getting way too goofy with this. Like, Kingdom Hearts does that a lot, but Kingdom Hearts can get away with it because it's a Disney game. But this, it was just too much of it. But I am going to beat it. I do think it's going to be in that top 3 game of the year conversation. I just don't think it's going to beat out something like Erdtree, where there's been 10s across the boards, and even Helldivers just have 9.5s and 10s, where people say that this is not better than Remake for the most part. So that's my number 5. Now, me, I love Final Fantasy 16. I'm one of the people that support this game to the max. It's not going to be in that nominee list at all. I played this DLC. It was fun, but it wasn't enough. The new ability was fun. The new icon was fun, but the game's not worthy of Game of the Year contention. Not at all. But when the game was out, like the actual game, it should have been, but they didn't. But this game's good. The DLC was fun. It was good. It was something new, but it's not hitting that list at all. As much as I love FF16, it's not hitting that list. Like a Dragon, a lot of people love it, but no. Indica, I don't know what that is, but no. Outlast Trials, no. Pacific Drive, people love this game, but no. Pepper Grinder, this actually looks really good, but it's not going to be in there. The Rogue Prince of Persia, this was the other Prince of Persia I was talking about. It looks good, but it's, I don't know. I love Lost Crown so much. Stellar Blade is going to take my final slot. I don't think Stellar Blade will win, but I think it will be nominated. Graphically, it's beautiful. People love all the physics on the character, which is... I'm not a fan of the woman and the jiggling and all that in these games. Like, to me, it's not impressive. It's not. But, like, I understand people that ain't married and need some cheeks in their life. But Stellar Blade was fairly reviewed. The gameplay was really good. The graphics are amazing. The story's decent enough. The content's good. It won't win, but it's my number 6 game of the year. That's my final slot for early games of the year. With Prince of Persia taking my early game of the year win so far. Tales of Kenzaru, it hasn't been getting that much great feedback, unfortunately, but yeah. Tekken 8, people have been loving Tekken 8, but no. Ultros, I've seen a lot on this. The art and everything's beautiful, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Something like this isn't better than like a Prince of Persia to me. Like, Prince of Persia is way better than this game. Even though this is good, Prince of Persia is much better. Unicorn Overload's been getting a lot of love. Unicorn Overload could definitely hit that top 6. It's been getting a lot of love. Not mine, but the world. 2K24, stop. And that's pretty much it. So you got games like Zenless Zone Zero that recently dropped. That obviously that can't win. It's just not gonna. No one's gonna let a gotcha win, I don't think. Then First Descendant just came out. Really great game, but I don't see a game that's grindy, and that's pretty much like how Warframe was in Destiny 2. I don't see that getting Game of the Year, even though for me, I would personally probably take Hades 2 out and put that there. But, like, I'll be a fool to act like that has a chance. But, yeah, so far, my Game of the Year is right here. So far. But I know we're a little bit about the half point. But we'll see how else everything goes. But right now, I'm excited. Gaming's been really good. Let's see how things go. Thank you guys for watching. Your boy A0. I will check y'all later.